He's a trifling human being. He should be very much ashamed of himself. I think he owes his mom an apology because he threw her home training gutter. He's a very sorry excuse of a man.
Doyin really said, Adekunle, it's two of us today. It's you and I today. Today, you go collect. Because she was just going, spilling. At a point, she even said that if you see a snake and you see him, that you should go for the snake because he's like very dangerous, that he's not even a human being. She was just saying things. I was just like, hey. Today, I actually saw the whole Doyin and Adekunle situation coming because in the house it was a lot, right? And I knew that during the reunion this was going to happen. And I don't mind like Doyin expressing herself after all the things that she had seen and all the things she bottled up and everything. But personally, I don't like when people's parents or like just don't call the person's parents into the equation. Whether you are saying it, you're trying to mean something positive, or if you're throwing insults at somebody, you just don't mention the person's parents. That's the part I don't really like. She said that he needs to apologize to his mom because he threw her training out of the window. Do you know his mom? Do you know anything about his mom? Don't just go that route for me personally. But having said that, let's talk about how the Doyin Adekunle situation played out in general. So there was Alison Adekunle. You guys know that Alison and Adekunle, they started off, they were being all booed up, and then Alison now moved on to Hermes, right? And Adekunle and Doyin, they were all friends. Like they had this clique. Alison, Adekunle, Doyin, Dotun was also kind of like in that mix, right? Then later on, it was almost like they separated, and it was in a very terrible way, such that they were now talking about each other. But for the most part, we had Adekunle and Elo Swag talking. I almost said that Adekunle and Elo Swag talking a lot about Doyin in a way that it was almost like they were trying to paint her in a particular light. They wanted to what they had, their view of her, to stick onto the some other housemates. I remember they added Diana into the equation. Sometimes they would tell her this, that, like Doyin. Elo Swag also spoke about her a lot. It was almost like maybe she offended them in their past life, and they had it out for her in the house, right? Ebuka just asked about how she felt about Adekunle. They showed us a conversation where Adekunle was talking to Alison about being careful of Doyin, that he feels like she's not like straightforward, she's not a good person type of thing. So that's when Doyin started expressing herself. Adekunle now said that the reason he even started talking about her in that way is because of what he had seen, or the things that he had noticed from herself and Alison. He said that normally he'd be on his bed and he'd be hearing conversations that they had, like he was listening to their conversations. That's Alison and Doyin would be telling Alison that Adekunle is just heartbroken, he's not really sick. There was a time he was kind of ill in the house, and Doyin was telling Alison that he was not ill, that he was just heartbroken and everything, right? So those things were like those conversations were part of the reasons why he just felt like, oh, I thought we were friends, so why is it that this conversation is being had? Why are they having this kind of conversation about me? So that hurts him, and there are several other things he heard. And then he also spoke about something that happened during their Saturday night party. He said he helped Doyin out when she was when she was tipsy, I mean she was drunk. And then the next day, he was in the restroom. He overheard Alison and Doyin talking, and they were saying that Doyin was telling Alison that Adekunle was feeling very jealous he was jealous of the fact that Alison was dancing with Hermes, right? So, all of these conversations just made him feel a certain type of way about Doyin and feel like maybe she's not genuine. According to him, these are things that he's saying, or this is him explaining things from his angle, right? So while he was talking, Dotun now entered the equation, and he was just talking about how Adekunle needs to own up to his truths, that he can just say that he was playing a game in the house, that he doesn't need to come here and be like defending all of those things that happened, that he can just say it was a game, that his talk is not straightforward, that it's going like this and like this, and say, Adekunle will really, really collect for this reunion. In fact, everybody just has their own time. So right now, is Adekunle's time, right? Because it was from the Azu situation to this, and the situation between Shegs and Adekunle is still not over yet, because we are still going to get to that according to what Ebuka said today. Now, after everything, Ebuka even asked Shegs what he thinks about the situation, and he was like, he now took us back to his issue with Adekunle, that he knows when someone is straight and when someone is not straight. That he agrees with Dotun, that Adekunle would have just said that he should just say that it was a game that he was playing. It got him to the finals. He should just own up to it. That he came out of the house. He was like, let him see if it was just a game or it was the real Adekunle. But when he went to South Africa, he saw that, okay, this guy is still kind of shady. He wanted to talk about the Azu this night, and then Ebuka was like, we are going to get to that. Let's not go into that yet, right? I can tell that Shegs cannot wait to talk about his issue with Adekunle. I can really tell. But yeah, then you guys, they didn't even finish this conversation. They went on break and came back, and they moved to another conversation. They did not conclude nothing. I was just like, what's going on? What's doing you people? This is not the first time they're doing it. Like, they've done it in several episodes. There was an episode where they were talking about something, and the next thing we're talking about something else. Who is editing this thing? What's going on? Like, it's kind of scattered. It's kind of scattered. That's why I don't know. I think it's making it tiring, because when they came back, they were not talking about Fina and Chomsy and Elo Swag. I'm like, how did we get here? You guys did not even allow us to see the end of that conversation. How did they resolve it? Did they resolve it or not? If they ended up not, it was just like kind of scattered at the end of the day. But as they moved on to the next topic, let me also move on to the next topic. So for Fina and Chomsy, it wasn't also even that deep. It was more about the conversation that Fina had with Beauty about Chomsy and Elo Swag. You guys know that at the time Fina was liking Elo Swag, he was liking Chomsy. So he was just telling Beauty about the fact that there's one girl downstairs that they told her about that is onto Elo Swag, and she just wanted to know what was going on. She was gisting Beauty. So I think what they were trying to establish with that scene was just the whole friendship situation between what they call it, Fina and Beauty, just so that when that topic comes up, it will be that they've shown us something before now. And then they also asked Chomsy what she thinks about the conversation that was had between Fina and Beauty. And she's like, she doesn't really have a problem with Fina. The problem, if she's having an issue with anybody, it will be Elo Swag, because of Elo Swag was not really playing with Fina about what was going on between them or what was going on in the house. So obviously Fina doesn't know anything, so what's she gonna do? So she didn't really have an issue with Fina. Fina, on the other hand, was just like, she just wanted to know what was going on with Elo Swag because she liked him at the time. And then initially she didn't want to say anything. After they watched the clip, Ebuka was like, what was going on there? She's like, you saw it. And it's like, let us know from you what was going on. She's like, if you listened well or if you watched well, you'd have seen what was going on. That's just it. I'm like, I don't even know. Sometimes these people, if you guys even give motivational speech, that people come, he has seen several reunions, and most people come with the mindset of, or they come and they act in such a way that you know that it's mostly, maybe they are behaving a certain way so that they are just to please their fans. Basically, it's almost like this is what their fans want to see from them, and they're acting all composed and everything, but they should be able to speak their truth, right? So it really said, I'm like, okay, I'm sure this thing really like, he had something to say about that, but he didn't want to be very direct. He just spoke to all of them, and I was just like, why did Fina even? She didn't really have to do that. It was when Chomsy spoke, that's when she now decided to explain the situation, the way it happened and everything. But you guys, that's basically what happened. They also spoke about Hermes's accent. Brian laughed. It wasn't really, I don't know, they should just bring everything together. I don't even know why they're separating it, because every day is almost like just small things to just give us and go. So, but that's it for this video. Let me know what you think about the Doyin and Adekunle situation. And yeah, thanks for watching, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye, love you.